I'm coming for you. You tried to murder my boys. I'm coming for you.
Hey, yo, anybody that had anything to do with Conor Ben versus Chris Eubank Jr., file for order protection. Because Chris Eubank Sr. is coming for y'all. The promoter of Chris Eubank Jr., oh, I feel sorry for your ass. Eddie Hearn, I feel sorry for your ass. Anybody, I feel sorry for your ass. And he ain't playing, y'all. The legend is not playing. And any father know, any real man, any real father know that our job is to protect our own, our daughters, our son, our woman, and we will do whatever it takes to protect our own. And if somebody's trying to harm mine, and you know somebody's trying to harm yours, oh, it's war. Chris Eubank Sr. has declared war, and he is serious. He is not playing. I'ma say it again. Anybody that has to do anything, with the Conor Ben versus Chris Eubank Jr., file for order protection. The promoter of Chris Eubank Jr., oh, I feel sorry for your ass. Eddie Hearn, I feel sorry for your ass. Anybody, I feel sorry for your ass. Ladies and gentlemen, what an epic interview. One of the best interviews, probably the best boxing interviews I've heard. Aside from Mike Tyson's interviews and stuff like that in the sport of boxing and stuff like that. Shout out to Spencer Fearon. Shout out to Tunde. Everybody, please subscribe to Stamina for Sale. One of the best channels of all of boxing. One of the best channels in sports. Yo, it was emotional listening to the interview. It was powerful. It was sad. It was epic. Chris Eubank Jr., please stay close to your dad. He has the best interest for you. Nigel Ben, Chris Eubank, Nigel Ben, Conor Ben, give a call to Chris Eubank Sr. Y'all the fighters. Y'all the legends. These other people, these other greedy hands in the cookie jar that give a shit about y'all, they just try to y'all. These other greedy hands in the cookie jar that really don't give a damn about y'all legacy, don't really give a damn about your sons. It's time y'all form a circle, y'all form a bond and go against the grain. I felt every word of Chris Eubank Sr. I was emotional listening to it. The reason why I got so much passion for the game is because my experience is watching my friend, when I was a young kid, died in sparring. It's the reason I have so much passion and so much respect for the modern day warriors, modern day gladiators that put their life on the line for pure entertainment. And I know that this sport got a dirty side. I know the sport is corrupted. I know the sport is greedy. I know the sport, as much as we love to witness the greatness of fighters, the statistical fortitude and the mental fortitude of these fighters, they don't respect them as humans. And Chris Eubank Sr. looked at his son as a wounded warrior going inside that ring versus Conor Ben. And the people that was wounding him was the people that's supposed to be looking out for him. I feel Chris Eubank Sr. heart and mind is in the right place. For those that say that he got mental illness, no. The illness is everybody that had to do something that had to do with putting that fight together. Those are the people with the mental illness. Chris Eubank Sr., oh, his mental is all good. He's straight. He's all right. He's better than good. Matter of fact, he's the only one that's the smart one. In this whole thing, he's the smart one. Yet he was the one that got pushed aside. Stay out of this, Dad. Come on, you already had your time. You already had your time. Let your son capitalize. Let your son get the money. Let your son fight. Let your son carve his own legacy. A real father protect his own. And sometimes you got to put people around you that save them from themselves. And that's what Chris Eubank Sr. wanted to do for his son. Not only his son, but for Kalle Ben. Because he felt like Nigel Ben couldn't save his son from himself. And when Chris Eubank Sr. says, my boys, he's saying Kalle Ben as well as his son, as his fellow warrior, as his fellow gladiator. So that's why I say Nigel Ben and Kalle Ben get in contact with the Eubanks. Because his mind is straight. He's the one that's sticking straight. He's the one that is the smart one. It was an epic interview. I want to talk about this morning live. I feel for him. I feel the passion. I feel the sadness. I feel the anger. Because he feels that fight that was trying to take his son out. And they used a Ben. And they used Kalle Ben, who is a good kid, to end his son for the greed of money. Man, I support Chris Eubank Sr. Full throttle, 100%. Let's support Chris Eubank Sr. because he's the smart one. He's the one that cares about his son and both of the fighters. And not these greedy hands in a cookie jar that care less about these fighters. Fighters come and go for them. Love y'all, God bless. Subscribe to the channel. Love y'all, God bless, and on to the next.